Hello, everybody. I am yet again Price McKinney, simply put. And as always, I want to thank you for tuning in and listening. Nothing like enjoying the elements. So, my last video, I'm kind of talking about dating, and it's a challenging topic because it's a tree with a lot of branches, and everybody has their own view, has their own take, and I get it. But I just want to give some basic principles, if you will, to help that process become a little bit easier. It's the times are different, and people's needs are different, which is a given. But with the way society is now, you got social media, you got everything you can do off of your cell phone. I mean, I wasn't even going into this, but let me say this since I mentioned that. Do not build your relationship through social media. Whatever your relationship issues, challenges, problems, I see too many people, and it runs me up a wall, airing out on Facebook, Instagram, whatever social media platform that you choose to use. It's fine that you're on there. Just have fun with that. It's almost like I should know what happened to you based on you indirectly talking about whoever it is that you're dealing with. Number one, they can see it. Number two, everybody else can see it. Here comes the problem with that. You've now invited everybody, not only that you know, but everybody that's connected to you by way of whatever that social media venue is. You've invited them into your relationship. So you open yourself up for whatever those people have to say. So when you get comments or responses from what you posted, you can't get mad at that. But there are some basic principles to life that you can't get around, and that is you have to communicate directly with the person that you're dealing with. It's inevitable. You can't get around it. There's no way for you not to do it. It's fine. I use me as an example. I'm a textaholic. I text people in a heartbeat. I'm less prone to talk on the phone, but that's something I've got to compromise if I decide to get involved with somebody. I can't just sit up and just text, and expect whoever that female is to be okay with that. That's not going to work. Texting is good. Texting is great. It is what it is. But you have to talk to the person directly. And you can't build your relationship through or with somebody else. That's one of the reasons why I personally, and people do what they do. I'm not knocking it. But for me personally, I don't do hookups. Well, let me hook you up with this person. I don't do that. And the reason why I don't do that is because the hookup is based on the information that person has given me. And if it's somebody that I know, they've already given me the inside scoop. So my view on that person is already preset based on what somebody else says. So when I meet them, I'm looking for what that person said because I trust that person. Not based on what I know directly or because I've spent time with them. Now, I'm not saying that I won't let time run its course or that I won't find out for myself, but that becomes a part of it. So if the relationship does not last with the hookup, then me and that person slightly have an issue because you brought this to me. So I'm not saying that it's a bad thing by no means. I'm just saying that's not something that works for me because I'm wired a little bit different. So you have to build the relationship that you have with whoever you're involved with. But even if you're already in it, you have to talk to the person. You got to communicate. The two things you can't get around: time and communication. If you don't have patience, I'll just throw that in for kicks and giggles. That one was free. I won't charge you for that. But you got to have time and communication in order to build a successful relationship. Now, if all you're trying to do is smash, or you got a different objective, then do what you do. But you're not going to have a positive, solid foundation with the individual. You're not going to have it without time and communication. The other thing is this. I don't even want to say it, but I have to because it's become an irritant. I've seen so many videos, in particular with women, talking about what they're not going to do on the first date or for a first date, or what they're not going to do, what the man is not going to do, or this is the only thing she'll accept. If you're not willing to compromise something, I'm not saying everything. You shouldn't have to literally change your identity to be with somebody. But if you're not willing to compromise, you're going to be by yourself a long time. I don't care if you're man, woman, or, you're going to be by yourself a long time. Even the most patient person, my sister, God rest her soul, used to tell me all the time, boy, you got the patience of Job. And perhaps I do. However, one thing I'm not going to settle for, and one thing I'm not going to deal with, is you telling me everything that you're not going to do before we even take off in the first step. I'm not going to waste my time with that. That's like driving into a dead end. So here's my recommendation, and here's what I suggest. You don't have to take this, but here's what I would suggest. Whatever you want in someone, or whatever you want in the other person, why don't you become that first and see how that works out for you? Because what that does, that makes you put yourself in check, and it makes you do a reality check, and it makes you see the things that you need to work on. You're not perfect. I'm not perfect. Neither one of us are perfect, but we have to be able to work together. There's no way around that. And if you've got this laundry list of things that you want out of me or out of the man, or, in the case of, if you're a woman and you got this laundry list of stuff that you need out of the man, he's got to be A, B, C, D, all the way through the whole alphabet. And the only thing you're going to do is sit up and be a quote unquote queen. You be the queen, but you're not going to have a king. That's what you're not going to have. It's a different day, man. And people are not, unfortunately, the way society is, people are out for themselves. And that's good to a degree, but when you're talking to, and this, oh my God. So I understand being single. I've been single for a long time. I don't like it. I don't want to be it, but I have to right now because I've got to work on me. I'm still rebuilding from having COVID, and I'm just back on my feet. Blase, skip. So I don't have what it takes to invest into a relationship, because for men in particular, relationships it's an investment. So I don't have what I need to have in order to put into that relationship in order for it to be a success. So my objective right now is work on me, get me to where I need to be so that I can be that for somebody else. You follow me? So, having said that, if you're not willing to work on you, and you're not willing to become better, and you're not willing to allow the person that you're involved with, if y'all get past a certain point and you don't want them to help you become better, then just stay single. That is okay. But here's the challenge with that. And I've heard people say this, and I've seen it a million, and it's amazing. It's amazing. And I almost fell into this trap myself. Well, I don't think there's nobody out there for me. I just don't think it is. There are 7-8 billion people on this earth. And if you're not a none, then chances are there's a great possibility there is somebody. The problem that we have, and I am the first one to admit my guilt in this, in what I'm about to say, is most of us, especially middle-aged people, we've been hurt, we've been scarred, we've been abused, there's major mistrust, there's all kind of issues, past relationships that didn't work out. There's a whole list of stuff that we have to deal with and that we've dealt with to the degree we don't want to even be bothered. I am guilty. However, I've had to come to grips with the fact that there's 7 billion people on this earth. If everybody or most people were made to be single and you're not a nun, then why would there be so many people in this world? The math on that just don't make sense. To me, it don't make sense. There's somebody for everybody. There's somebody. Now, the people that are approaching you or coming at you, and they're not it. I trust me, I get it. Trust me, I get it. But there's somebody. Now, admission of guilt. I don't have the patience to wait for one or two people, let alone 7 billion. So I get it. I totally get it. However, if you're not a nun or whatever the male version of that is, I can't think of it off the top of my head, but y'all know what I'm talking about. If you're not that, then chances are you're not meant to be single. It's just the right person hasn't come along, or maybe you're just not in place. I'm not in place. I know that, and I know that's where I'm at. That's why I'm working on myself to get in place. You follow me? So again, if you're not willing to put the time and the effort and the listen, please understand this, and I'm done. Relationships are work, people. It's not this oochie coochie, I love you, you love me, I just want to be, no, player, no, that ain't it. It's work. Because when life hits you, or life hits her, or life hits him, y'all got to deal with that. Head on. You got to sit down and you got to have hard conversations. You got to talk through it, life, nobody is exempt. Saved, unsaved, full of hell, full of the Holy Ghost. I don't care what your religion is, what your life hits everybody. And you're going to have to deal with that. So if you don't have somebody that you can work through issues with and work through things with, then that ain't the person you need to be with. And just because you have somebody that you're close enough to, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're supposed to be it. You've got to figure that out for yourself. And how you give it, how do I do that? Give it time. Just give it time. So again, I'm Price McKinney. Simply put, I want to thank you for listening. I've been sitting on this for a minute, and I said, well, let me just go ahead and get this on out of the way, because I saw something yesterday and I couldn't take it no more. So again, I want to thank you for listening. Join me on Facebook, Simply Put with Price McKinney. Instagram, Simply Put PM, and what's the other one? Y'all help me. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. If you've not gotten your subscription there, go to YouTube and subscribe to my page. Again, I'm Price McKinney. Simply put, I'm not an expert. I just know what I know, and I'll see you soon.